So this actually does go on R. Okay, RBL ZRYXA. Okay, that's good. I'm glad I checked. Alright, let's close that again. And yeah. Hopefully everything should be good to go now. I need to enable hotkeys on life split so I can actually start the run. Oh god, I had so much to organize, but everything should be good now. I have a lot to keep track of at the moment. This I can close. That is okay. This should be good. Hopefully. Alright, let's get started. Just let me know if there are any issues. My day has been pretty good so far. Kind of lazy, but I did also get something done, so... I just spent like the last hour or so, setting this up. Hopefully it'll turn out well, cause I kind of had to rush a bunch of the setup. I don't know, man. Let's see how it'll go. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. So, Mega Man X4-6, the PlayStation 1 trilogy. Starting with X4. A lot of people say that this is one of the best games in the PlayStation 1 trilogy, and in fact one of the best games in the entire X series. I can't say I disagree. It's definitely up there with X8 for me. And it's definitely a relatively easy and nice uptact to what is the mess that is the second half of this trilogy. Everything looks good so far, nice. So we saw that in Sky Lagoon. Suddenly it crashes down. We meet Magma Dragoon, who we're gonna meet immediately later. Those were innocent people. X will not forget this. I'm playing as X and also 100% because I don't really like. I don't feel good enough to do anything else, frankly. The game's pretty tough to do as Zero, especially when it comes to the final stages, the final fights and such. And it's a lot harder to SDC in this game, I think, because the bosses are way more aggressive with direct contact. And any percent is kind of risky, mostly still because of the final boss, but also it's just not a huge detour to grab stuff, and you get to show off other cool strats, so... Yeah, this is the intro boss. He's pretty simple, we mostly fight him with half charges. And then we want to be at the right side of the screen. Had a decent shift at work, took the dog for a walk and watched the finale of... Oh, Drag Race. Right, I did see a tweet about that. Alright, so, yeah. This is Colonel, we have a little exchange, and now, for some reason, we consider the entirety of Recklifo as Mavericks, so we need to go and hunt all of them down, I guess? So, our 8 Maverick stages for this game. Web Spider, Cyber Peacock, Storm Owl, Magma Dragoon, Jet Stingray, Split Mushroom, Slash Beast, and Frost Walrus. Our first Maverick's going to be Magma Dragoon, mostly for routing purposes, because for 100% in this game you always have to do at least one revisit because of a stupid triangle of stages that depend on each other. And it's most convenient to revisit Dragoon later. This stage is not too difficult, and it doesn't depend on other weapons a lot. For the moment, that's pretty much all there is to say. I can break through some of these meteors with shots, but sadly not all of them. Every stage is separated into two halves in this game. So you have area 1 and then area 2, and you get a health refill in between, which is nice. So this is our first... Okay. Uh-huh. I see. Let's pretend none of that happened. This is our first hot tank. We need to collect, I think it's just 4 in this game actually. But every stage I think has at least 2 things to collect. The other, which is an armor capsule for X in this stage, we cannot yet collect. So now, because I've lost a whole ton of health, I'm just making my way to the boss fight with the right armor, and I'll be fighting the first half of the Dragoon fight from inside here. Dragoon knows a lot of Street Fighter moves. He can be pretty unpredictable. He's not too difficult either, but it's very possible to die in this fight if you're not careful. Or if you go for a fight that doesn't do right armor strats at the start, which aren't the fastest by far. In fact, it's pretty likely the right armor dies at some point. Okay. Yeah, starting with Web Spider is somewhat common, but it's a bit slow to revisit the Web Spider. Okay. Dragoon is actually the only boss where we get like an after boss cutscene of the 8 Mavericks. Alright. Rising Fire. We need this in Web Spider stage for the hot tank, so as such, that is where we'll immediately be going. Jeez, that Dragoon segment. Well, things happen. And it's not like this is a run I intend to do often or shoot for a great time for. This is a banger. Cat Jam. Web Spider is relatively simple. We get, right at the start here, we get the leg parts for the 4th armor, which I think is called like the light armor or something? I'm not sure if it has a name beyond 4th armor. I know the early ones don't, at least. The foot parts allow me to hover and air dash. We'll mostly be using the latter occasionally, but the hover has its moments too. Especially in battles like the final boss one. Oh jeez. Bit sloppy movement, for sure. But it's been a good month since I've played this game, so I'll allow it. Alright, this is where we'll use Rising Fire the first time. All of these games have such good soundtracks. It's actually incredible. Rising Fire is pretty good. It has good damage and it goes straight up without much delay. So we'll use it a couple times throughout the various stages. Here, when I burn down this log, I get the heart tank. And then I can burn down this log from here to create a shortcut. And we are at the boss. Web Spider isn't the hardest boss. It's relatively beginner friendly, but it's very possible to die here because of one pretty difficult attack. That does a lot of damage. I want to get 2 charge shots in against Web Spider every cycle at least. Oh. Oh, right. So now he's reached... Oh, wait, no? Not... Okay. Now he should be halfway down, and then... He comes down in the middle and creates these electric webs. They don't actually hurt me, but now he changes up his attacks and does different things, such as create babies, like Bow Spider and X1. Or these. These do a lot of damage if they catch you. But that was okay, I guess. I think Ryu Engine is correct, yeah. And thus we get his lightning web. Alright, lightning web is another one that we need. Right here in Storm Owl, we need the lightning web to get the buster pods for the armor, and those are actually pretty important, so we do the stage early, despite not having Owl's weakness, which is Peacock's aiming laser. The first half of the stage mostly takes place in the right armor. This is a pretty powerful version of it that can actually, it actually has a distance attack, not just melee like the other one. Hard tank right there. Easy to miss if you take too long. It's a bit tricky to handle still, for sure, but it's super powerful if you can keep it going. You just need to like not let up with movement. Alright, that's the first half. Yeah, this game has 2 buster pods, but you can only have one at a time. They allow you to change between them, and we take the stock charge shot, which is much better for the speedrun. Probably a little harder to manage casually, but it's really, really nice for the speedrun. Let's see if I can get this jump. This is not easy. Okay, that's actually pretty tight. So I'm always afraid of that jump, but it went okay. So yeah, this is the stock charge buster. I can now have up to 4 charge shots ready at once, which is pretty amazing. I can also charge special weapons, which I'm going to do right here, for this usually super annoying mid-boss. So it goes down super quickly. Yeah, Plasma is what most casual people go with, but Stock Charge is super nice for damage. Alright, this platform in the middle of the Owl Arena is tricky. It's barely possible to grab onto it and wall jump off of it. Which, in a lot of cases, I would like to do for extra damage. And yes, it's possible to die in this fight pretty easily because Owl just does a whole lot of damage. So, could go better, really. Oh. Okay, I've got him. Even if just barely. Woo! I don't think I've had that tight of an owl fight in quite a while, but yeah. With the wrong pad, an owl can easily get to you. Alright. So now we have the Buster Pots and Double Cyclone, which is hardly ever used. I can think of like 2 places in the run that use it. Next run, Frost Walrus. This stage, we also need a lightning weapon this stage. We also need a rising fire in this stage. Actually, come to think of it, this stage has 3 things for us to collect. Right at the start here, next to the Frozen Blizzard Buffalo from X3. I need a rising fire. And right up here, there's the hot tank for this stage. Okay. And further over to the right, we can find the EX tank, which is actually new to X4. What that does is I start with 4 lives after a game over instead of 2, which hopefully I'll never have to use it, because that would mean I messed up quite a lot, but you never know, you never know. It's part of 100% anyway. Alright. The mid boss here is a bit luck reliant. Depending on the pattern it gives me, it can start like, or it stops taking damage pretty quickly sometimes, like this. But sometimes you can also just eat through itself really nicely with charged rising fire. Like that. That was good. The second half actually has different music here, which is rare. I'm just gonna change my grip on the controller for this, because there's a bunch of mashing. Okay. And short shots don't really do much additional damage to the ice blocks, so it's hardly worth it to do any strats with Charge Buster here. It's really best to just mash lemons. That's one of the weapon tanks. Or I guess it's... yeah, there is only one, because you have 3 tanks in this game. 2 of which are E-tanks, I think. I want to destroy these swans before they get the opportunity to attack. Because if they do, they'll freeze the entire screen solid and the animation takes a while. It's not pleasant. That was a bit awkward, but okay. Alright. I'm gonna need Rising Fire, because Rising Fire is Walrus's weakness. This fight can be dangerous on low health, but with full health there's pretty much nothing to fear. Because we will need to take intentional body damage from Walrus here. And always be mindful of Walrus's iframes, because I like to underestimate them and shoot a Rising Fire early, and I have ended up with none left way before he died. Alright, so that was the first 4 Mavericks, and now we get a little intermission. Which, conveniently, the boss coming up is weak to Frost Tower, the weapon we just got. So, we're gonna go to the Memorial Hall and fight Colonel, the guy we saw at the very start in the intro stage. And we're gonna try and ruin his day, but he's gonna try and ruin our day as well. Because he is pretty annoying as far as teleporting and blocking attacks goes sometimes. You can control him to a larger degree, but it takes lots of skill and practice. And luck. Alright, that was actually a really good Colonel fight, wow. Now... Stingray! This is actually a bit of a... it's not really a new route change, it's like, it's been known for a few years, but I only started doing this recently. Where you actually route in the Dragoon revisit early, so that you can use the Nova Strike in Split Mushroom. And to start off, we need to get Stingray's Ground Hunter to fight Slash Beast, and then Slash Beast's Twin Slasher to get the body part in Dragoon. So we start here. We also happen to have Frost Tower, which is Stingray's weakness. And yeah, this stage is a fast auto-scroller. It's easy to miss stuff here. It's also easy to just die. So I guess I'll focus a bit. Okay. We made it out alive. Alright. But we're not done yet. There's another sub-tank at the very end of this section. If I were to miss that, it would be disastrous. So I really hope I don't. Occasionally Stingray will come in and try to attack me, but he's not a problem because you can use the Right Chaser's dash ability to get rid of him. And it does also just speed you up in general when you dash, so optimally you would want to be doing it a lot. Okay, hello, I missed him. But that comes with a lot of risk. Okay, okay, good. That's actually not how I usually do that section, but I could get used to it. Okay, Stingray can be annoying depending on my luck. I want him to stay in one place and not, yeah, all over the arena. This is pretty good so far. Wait, oh, okay, yeah. Wow! He really did not try and yeah me. Stingray can just fly back and forth across the arena and allow me to get barely any hits in, but... yeah. We take those, we take those. Alright, Ground Hunter. This is really only used as Beast's weakness, but it's still worth getting before tackling Beast. I believe in the Japanese version his name was Slash Beast Leo, which definitely implies more of the animal than Beast does, but either name is cool, I think. This stage is another one where Stock Charge definitely helps, getting rid of all the enemies in the way, if you can aim, that is. Because there's a bunch that you can pierce through pretty much all the time. There's also these really annoying huge cannons that take like several short shots to defeat, and are usually not worth defeating. Blue crates cannot be defeated either. Unless you have a right arm, which we're gonna get in the second half of the stage. Now I need Rising Fire, and I've made a grave mistake on this mid-boss before. That being charging the Buster instead of Rising Fire, which this takes it out very quickly. With the Buster, you'll have a lot of problems here. Dum da dum. These big guys in the way are usually not worth getting rid of either, until you have the right armor in this part. Because actually, the hard tank in this stage is pretty much in plain sight on one of these train wagons here. A bunch of people just don't see it and assume maybe the runner missed it, but no. It's actually just in plain sight amidst a bunch of enemies. I guess it may be a little hard to see. And thus, we enter the final section. Now, wait, that's a correct weapon. I hate these tanky cannons. Slash Beast is very simple. You can easily stun lock him with Ground Hunter, and occasionally I'll use the charged version 2 to get more damage in, cause, well, you can't do much. Let's just say that. I do like his design though. He looks amazing. Okay. And that's 6 of the Mavericks done for this game. Now we get Twin Slash and we can go back to revisit Dragoon and get our 100%. And we get the Nova Strike, which we're gonna use a few times in the run. Thing about the Nova Strike is it immediately fully depletes its energy with one use. It was definitely not intended to be used often. Interestingly, X5 allows us to play with the Nova Strike a lot, but we'll get there in like an hour-ish. Actually, probably more like an hour 20 or so. But yeah. This is about the same as the first time, except now we have Stock Charge, which helps a little. Okay. A little. Stock Charge may help a little, as a treat. I'm gonna need... where is it? I hope that hit. Okay, it did. Good. So now we have almost the entire 4th armor. At this point we're just missing the head parts. And hopefully with this I can pull off a super neat trick in Split Mushroom. I keep looking for Twin Slasher pressing right instead of left. I should not do that. Oh well. So long as I can get through the game decently, it's fine. Jeez. Okay. Right, I need Rising Fire here. And I need decent aim. I hope I can at least wait up with one of those two things. The other is a little problematic sometimes. Fortunately, you can use that thing on ladders as well. Alright, I hope I get this. Okay, that should work. So, effectively what I did is catapult myself super high using Charged Rising Fire. And then I used Nova Strike to carry myself even higher and way forward. To the point where I kind of break the intended mid-boss room, and it just allows me to escape without fighting the mid-boss at all. And it's super neat. Okay, good. That hot tank can be tricky to get. Those black spike things are instant kill. So you can have a bad time with them. You can always use Lightning Web to back it up, fortunately, but yeah, it can be tricky to get on the falling platform and get off properly to get the hot tank. Oh wait, you don't... Oh, dang it. A little too early. You can shortcut the last bit of the elevator and even get ahead of the camera. If you properly use Charged Rising Fire again. But I went one platform too early because I misremembered. Oops. Anyway, Split Mushroom. He's not that difficult. The main thing here is that I always have to make sure I actually shoot the lightning web so far to the edge of the screen that it doesn't form, and so I can immediately use another one when he comes down. And his iframes actually run out way earlier than it might look, so it's really not that difficult. X-Flame, welcome. Yeah, free games. Free games in one package deal. So now we have Soul Body and we can go and fight the last Maverick. And this stage will also give us our final E-Tank, our final Hot Tank, as well as the final piece of the 4th armor, which is the head pods. And the head pods are actually super good in this game, unlike in some others. Cough, cough, X2. Soul Body is super nice in this stage because on top of being Peacock's weakness, it takes care of these yellow balls that try to hinder you as you try to go fast. And the S rank on this, on every single one of these sections is super lenient, but supposedly there have been people before who got an A here. Apparently. Yeah, the headbots in this game are super good. So that's 2 out of 3. We have one more section here to go for Area 1. And then... So now you're wondering, wait, why did you deplete all your Soul Body ammo? You idiot, what are you gonna do? And the answer is the head pods. The head pods actually give you infinite ammo for your uncharged weapons. Charged, they still deplete as usual, which will come into play a bit. But now I have infinite uses of every uncharged weapon, which is super busted. So now, the second half, I'm not sure if I can really call this a puzzle segment, but effectively you need to throw these electric balls on the purple crystal gates in the floor, and you can flip gravity with the switches, and we're already done. There's not much to that, it's very linear. I guess, but I'm willing to take that. Okay. Now, Peacock. Optimally in this fight you would build in a bunch of Stockbuster, but it's actually pretty difficult to do so, and you need luck for it as well. So, most of the time you'll probably just see me, attacking Peacock with Soul Body, and triggering the long weakness reaction thing. And there goes the 8 Mavericks. In about 35 minutes. That was, you know, I'm a bit out of shape, but that's okay. And we've already acquired the 100% in this game. We have all the items. Of course, that doesn't mean the run ends just yet. We have 4 more. I think it's 4 more. No, it's actually it's like 3.5 basically, if I recall correctly. Anyway, we're not done. Dun. Cat Jam. Wait, that's not the weapon I wanted to use. That was okay. It is what it is. Colonel another, yeah. So, as indicated by the squad name, we're gonna be fighting Colonel again. This time he's got more tricks up his sleeve and he's even more annoying than the first version, although he was very cooperative in the first version today. So, let's see what he does. Colonel pretty much loses iframes every time he changes animations, which we can take advantage of. Especially with a long-lasting weapon like Frost Tower, but he can be difficult to control as well. The good news is that I have infinite uncharged Frost Towers, so there's that. That was pretty good! New... Wait, seriously? Colonel and X dive? Since when? Man, I wish they would like finally release that game. Alright, final weapon. Except it's not so final. On the 20? Wow, just 3 days ago, okay. Alright, so, first portion of final weapon is, taking you out of the way. Not that difficult, we Nova Strike here and get, right up to the boss door. And this upcoming fight is really just a damage race. This is double. He's super edgy and counterattacks whatever you do, and there's no good way to fight him. So we just kind of damage race him with his weakness, which is... Yeah, he's edgy. Which is the double cyclone. And usually it works out. It's definitely possible to die to double, but it's not that common, all things considered. Yeah! Yeah, look. He gains a lot of edge upon transforming. I guess we can say it like that. I didn't think I would jump off properly, okay. Normal form double honestly looks silly. Okay, so that's already all of this stage. Upcoming we have somebody we've only seen in cutscenes so far, although we haven't watched any of the cutscenes ourselves. This is General. He can be super annoying if he wants to because his hitbox is limited to the tiny head at the top, which is especially bad for Zero. But X can make it work pretty well because his weakness is actually Twin Slasher, which has a really nice range. I just need to be careful not to use all of my H charged use of Twin Slasher, because then I will be unable to fire any. This is kind of bad. You can get him to go around the arena and hang out on the opposite wall as well, which is really good. But so far, no. None of that. Oh, this is not great. Ooh, that was awful. Oh well. New X Dive boss? Really? Man, it seems like X Dive goes all out on like the popular games. Like, have they?
Destiny to fight.
I mean, okay, they've added some content from the obscure games, but I feel like I'm seeing so much of X4 in particular. And like ZX Advent, you know. This is bad. Okay, yeah, I think he's finally coming over. Thank goodness. So now, when he does this, we can just kind of do this and get a ton of easy damage in. And he should die right here. That's how much the pattern can affect the fight, yeah? X Legacy Collection 1 moment, what? Okay, so that's General, finally. Took a while. But we are done with this stage and we move on to the actual final one. And of course, it wouldn't be a Mega Man game without bringing this tradition back. Don't you agree? So, everybody, go and look up questionable images of the Mavericks. Don't actually, that's just a joke. It's the refights! X-Dive characters are okay, makes sense, yeah. When are they gonna add a White Axle into the game? It's actually possible to soft lock the game here, I think, with Web Spider. If you release if you release a charged Twin Slasher right as the fight starts, Web Spider will just get stuck. Cause he cut his little web at the top, and he doesn't really know what he's supposed to do because the fight hasn't properly started yet. Stop taking hits, thank you. X4 Boost Web Spider. Oh, X4 Boost is a ROM hack of this game that basically removes the cooldown on everything, and it's fantastic. Oh, it's so good. That was not a good fight, but okay. It is what it is. I forget the layout of this place every time as well. I don't know who's who, or like who's where. So, let's see. This is Dragoon, okay? Spider from Command Mission. You mean... Redips? Okay, Dragoon actually changes a good bit because we now have his weakness, which is double Cyclone, but, yeah. The fight is not that eventful. I do need to be careful not to use my last one. You could probably do some fancy stuff with, Stock Charge here, but I've never really learned how, so... I believe the next one is Owl? And Owl definitely has something cool going on if I can get it going. I hope this is Owl. Because aiming laser can be annoying to switch away from. Okay. So Owl basically also loses iframes for a bit upon being hit with aiming laser. And I want to get a Nova Strike in on him near the end. Because that actually does hit every frame as well. But it can be tricky. Mostly because of this platform not cooperating. Can you get up? At this point, it's probably not even worth it. Come on! That was not worth it. Whatever. It's the spirit that counts. That platform is super finicky to get up onto. I don't know why they made it like that. It's super high up. I guess... I didn't really need that, but I guess let's continue here. This is... I think this is Peacock? Yes, okay. I know exactly what you're gonna say, X-Flame. That's Universal's line. I'm not even gonna finish that joke. Okay, you know what? That made it a decent joke. Better than if you were to have it. If you were to have finished it Universal's way. Or I think didn't Universal copy it from someone else too? This is like meme stealingception. I think Universal stole it from Toem? Yeah. That makes sense, man. We gotta get Toem in here to properly tell it. Alright, who in the world is here? I think this is Mushroom. I don't know who is left. I know Stingray's left, and I think Stingray is on top of me. I don't know who the other one is. Let's think about it. We've beaten Peacock, we've beaten Dragoon, we've beaten Mushroom, we've beaten Owl, we've beaten Spider. Huh? How did I miss? Who am I? Hello? Who am I still missing? Oh, Beast! Yeah, thank you. Yeah, okay, all of these are pretty easy, so I won't heal. I'm hoping for this entire run to take about 3 hours, so like about an hour each game. That's also what I'm aiming for with Triple M. Like, there are actually few Mega Man games that take over an hour when it comes down to it, at least in these series. I love this guy. He deserved better. Pensive. And this is not Walrus, Stingray, but I need Walrus's weapon, so. Let's see how Stingray treats me this time. I guess you can place your bets on how many yes that'll be. There's one. There's two. He's being incredibly tame again. He's being super nice. There's one. Wow! Incredible Stingray patterns. Actually amazing. Alright, so that's the refights. I hope none of you looked up questionable images for the Mavericks. Who is this man? I don't know him. Could he be important? I doubt it. Okay, I need Rising Fire. Alright, so Mysterious Hooded Man Phase 1. This one is super easy because for some reason he doesn't really have proper iframes when attacked with Rising Fire, so we just kind of do that. Now it gets a lot more technical. Oh, it's Sigma! What? How could this be? I really want this phase of Sigma to throw his Scythe into the wall right here, because that'll mean he gives me the Laser Eyes attack, as opposed to... Oh, no. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is bad. As opposed to his annoying Boomerang attack, which I can way more easily get hits in during, like this attack. But only with the right hover positioning and timing on my webs. That was not great, but okay, I guess. That phase is tricky. So we're done, right? Except not quite.
Prepare to become space dust.
Sigma phase 3 is quite tricky as well. This is where the hover really saves a lot of time if you do it right, and that's on like you have to defeat both heads of Sigma here, the one on the ground, which is not much of a problem, and the one on the wall, which is a bit luck dependent as well. Okay. No, come on. Ah, that's too low now. Oh, that's bad. That's super bad. That's the good pattern that you really want, but I didn't make too much of it. Also here, I really want Wind like he gave it to me the first time. Neither is full. Dang it. Come on, give me that again. Okay, good. Okay. I nailed I nailed it the second time, which is good enough. Now it's just the bottom one left. Which I should be able to get. Yes! Whew, barely. And thus, we are coming up on time for Mega Man X4. That was actually pretty good despite everything. Definitely, absolutely. Will never return. I wish they did more with him. And time. Okay, so that's X4. Actually, you know, it just dawned on me I completely forgot to include a game switch split, which means the start of X5 is gonna be inaccurate, but okay. I'm switching collections, and we are entering the second half of this trilogy, or I guess it's not really the second half, but I guess the second collection at least. And we are diving right into Mega Man X5. Let's see, that is okay. And this is what a game switch split should end. But whatever. Whatever. For future ones, I'll have to remember to do that. So, here we go. Mega Man X5. So, this space colony called Eurasia crashed into the Earth and... Or wait, no, that's X6's plot. Space colony called Eurasia is still important, though. Because it's currently floating in the orbit somewhere, and Sigma, I mean, this mysterious man, who I don't know who he is, I think he's thinking about, letting it crash into the Earth, which, obviously it never happens. And, I definitely did not accidentally foreshadow X6, but hey, I mean, these games are like 20 years old at this point. Anyway, this is where Zero takes over. X4 was done as X because of my personal preference. Here it's just way undebatably better to play as Zero. Also, the fact that you can actually, like, select which character you use before entering a stage, unlike in X6, that does help a lot. Can't hit Dynamo, but oh my god, Art's Dynamo impression is so good. Oh, it is so amazing. I wish I could do it. Anyway, X is not that good, and this guy is here. I don't know who this is. But anyway, SDC. So, all of these games, all of the PS1 games, have this cool technique where with Zero, you can interrupt a Saber Slash with a dash, and the dash with a Saber Slash, and only ever get the first hit of the combo to hit, which does not inflict iframes on bosses. It's what we call Saber Dash Cancelling, or SDC for short, and it makes really quick work of a lot of the bosses. I'm pretty sure that was Art's voice, yeah. I have, hold on, stage select, I use Y for Saber and L for dash myself, so I don't have to do anything weird, and I've gotten a lot better at it since my switch from keyboard. So now let's talk routing. X5 actually, the rank system in this game is actually important, and I think they introduced it here. And this route I'm doing is known as the SA route, which is the more beginner-friendly, but slightly slower route. Our aim is to have Crescent Grizzly at level 8, and there are two ways to do that. Either you beat one stage, with a GA rank, or you beat 2 stages with an SA rank, which is what I'm gonna be doing. That's like the super short and simplified version of it. Rank depends on how many enemies you kill, how many times you get hit, and how fast you complete the stage. Ranking up from SA to GA is not easy and not that consistent if you're not like, if you haven't invested months in playing this, I would say. Hold on, give me a moment. Oh, that's atrocious! Jeez! Okay. So yeah, the spikes kind of randomly spawn in this location, like, they can take up that entire moving platform, as you saw right there. And it's really easy to try, when you try and despawn the spikes, the platform can despawn too. I'm really glad that didn't happen and I got all the spikes to disappear. Oh dang, that's kind of bad, but that's, it's probably okay. And yeah. So I basically do a route in which I fight Grizzly 2 stages later and thus don't have his important item for 2 stages. But it's, that's an acceptable sacrifice. This part of the stage I'm actually abusing the fact that when playing as Zero, collecting these viruses here, like for X it's actively detrimental. For Zero, because of plot reasons, it heals him and makes him invincible when you get 4. Interesting. These games, they are quite fun, more so X5 and X4 I think. X6 is a bit of a mess, but they all have something likable about them. Now, okay. Okay. Ooh, let go. Let go. Necrobat's pattern is pretty luck dependent. You want him to come down onto the ground, like he did for me at the start and at the very end, and you want him to not try and suck you up like that. You can get much worse patterns for sure, but also much better ones. So I should still have an SA rank. I didn't look, but I didn't play terribly, so the only thing that matters is that I keep my current rank basically and don't rank down, which is not all that difficult. James Balance, yeah. And now Dinorex. So for the first 2 stages, the bosses are gonna be at a low level. But I'm basically completing stages and keeping my rank up so that the third boss, which is going to be Grizzly, is at level 8 and thus I get something extra from him. Dinorex, we immediately use Necrobat's Darkhold here. This is actually mostly a safety strat because all of these dragon heads,
Master Albert!
Thanks, X-Flame. All of these dragon heads spew fire, and this literally does like half your health, so I'm being very careful as to not get hit for so much damage and lose my rank. And this part is pretty much just an auto-scroller, so yeah. It's like traffic light red or green. The hitbox for the fire disappears immediately like as it starts to fade. So you can go pretty early, but if you go too early you die instantly, so just something to keep in mind. Signal red, yeah. Reminder that today is World 3 Smackdown Day. It is Saturday, my dudes. And thus we move on to the third game of Mega Man Battle Network 4, greatest game in existence. And we start building our grand U-code folder. At least I so hope. I hope we keep Signal Red in the folder. Alright, the second half of Dinorex is more interesting. I'm giving a brightness warning for this part, because it can be kind of harsh on the eyes. But what's interesting for routing purposes is, Dinorex is the stage you do in the GA route before Grizzly. So you need to play super well here and get up to GA rank, in order to fight Grizzly at level 8. And hits against you in the right armor, despite the fact they don't cost any of your health, they actually do count against you for rank, which is, it can be a little tricky. Also, this bat up here, that top bat with the bomb, I hate it so much. And I've grown to just, making sure I don't die from it by taking some extra time on it. So yeah, Dinorex is at level 6, that confirms, oh wait a sec, levels... No, okay, that's fine, I think. I mean, I can look up my rank if I need to, but... I should be at SA, right? I guess I could have taken the time in the menu I took, but wait... No, is this right? Hold on. Okay, Alia tells me my ranks, so... Okay, SA. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Oh, that actually wasn't what I was supposed to do, but it has little to no effect, so... Before we get into Grizzly stage, there's a little intermission fight with Dynamo here. This Dynamo fight... we have two of them. Not much changes in between the two fights. It's very standard. It's like an SDC check. How consistent is your SDC? That's all this fight is. If you're close enough to Dynamo, you can actually SDC through that shield of his, like that. And it looks quite cool, and it's quite fast. But it's really not easy. Dynamo song count 2, yeah. It is a bopping theme. Yeah. So now, hopefully I'm still at SA. I doubt I ranked down, but... now we finally get to fight Grizzly, and... from this guy, if we beat him at level 8 or above, we can get Hyper Dash, which is going to be super useful. I would say, personally, that Red Sun is the better version, but it's really up to you. You should just inform yourself about the version differences and pick which one you think sounds better. So, yeah. These trucks in Grizzly are very vulnerable to Dinorex's technique, which I forget what it's called. But it's super nice on a few things, including these here. Makes really quick work of them. And now they start exploding automatically, and all that's left for me to do is to hurry along. This one, I believe, has the second sub-tank in the game, which is just completely free right there. So it's impossible to miss, unlike the other one. Yeah. You get, like, version-exclusive Giga Chips, like, super late in the game, and you get version-exclusive, Double Souls. And like scenarios and whatnot. And I guess some version exclusive Navi chips because of that, but yeah. Okay. Grizzly. This fight can be a little dangerous at low health. Hopefully it goes fine. Let's try and do it and then explain. Okay, perfect. That's actually literally perfect. So Grizzly, he basically operates based on his health, and if he's in between that, like, if he's at the huge section in between, 1-third and 2-thirds health left, he'll start going off screen and digging and being all annoying, unable to hit him. But if your SDC is good enough, you can actually skip that part of his, like that portion of his health bar entirely, and he'll never go off screen and you can SDC him very quickly. Yeah, if you, like, that's only if you, like, emulate or you play on an SP or whatever. If you play, I think Wii U Virtual Console, it's completely fine, for instance. Yeah, this Maverick's name is pretty famous in, some of the original versions of X5. I don't recall which ones, but, X5 actually had, basically all of its Mavericks names to be a reference to, members of the band Guns N' Roses, for some reason. And his name is Duff McWhalen! Now, in the Legacy Collection, all of these localized names have been taken out and replaced for their original ones, which I definitely think was the right choice as well. It's pretty hilarious. This stage is just a giant auto-scroller, by the way, so not much to talk about here. It does have a bopping music. Wait, oh, I just realized something. Why did no one tell me about this? There you go. Everybody just kind of silently taking the X4 scene in as I play X5. Thanks. But no, there's little to do in this stage. I can speed up, the occasional mid-boss fights a little with good SDC. Pretty much as always. But other than that, I'm just trying to stay alive. The reason for the names is because one of the localization people had a... Right! That does ring a bell. Alright, that one's a good check of how consistent your SDC is. As in, how much you move forward during each slash. Because, like, obviously you'll move forward a little if you press slash too late after dash. If you're too fast on your SDC, you will also just not do any damage, cause like... Actually no, I shouldn't be trying to get into bad habits, but like, effectively, it's just, you'll just have to save a hitbox above you and not in front of you, and you won't deal any good damage. So, yeah. That's pretty much all the stages. I'm taking way too much damage here. There is a chance I'll have to sub-tank in this stage. It's not easy to get to the end with enough health to fight Waylon sometimes. But we'll see. That's called SSDC right there, which is basically // dash cancel, which is basically just I do 2 slashes of the saber combo, and then a dash, and then repeat. And on that boss it works super well. I think that's the only time we use it. And it goes down really quickly and nicely. Except, like, at near the end, I still need to switch to regular SDC, because the pod I can hit eventually gets destroyed with SSDC, and so I need to move closer and regular SDC. That was a double tap dash. That is a feature that exists in, like, all of these games, and Most of the time, it's just a hindrance, and they didn't really give you the option to turn it off until 04, which is the last game in Triple M. So that's funny. And even then, it's like kind of not worth turning off, because you have to set it like in the run as part of it, and it loses some time. It doesn't come into play very often, but it can be annoying. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, the final mid-boss at last. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, there was no way I was gonna make that without sub-tanking. Sad as it is. But it'll be fine, it'll be fine. So now, chat, this is your interactivity for the stream. Count with me to 10. Here goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow. What are you... Okay. Whatever. Weird finish, but... If Sting Chameleon gives the Chameleon Sting, does Dove McWhalen give you the McWhalen Duff? That's an amazing idea for a weapon name. You should make a fan game with that. It's important what I choose on a whole lot of these stages, because that determines what part gets made for me in the end. I love counting. Now, Rose Red, in this stage in the GA route, you would have the Hyper Dash, as well as a Necrobat, which is the first one we did. The SA route still needs to go one stage longer without it though, because after every stage it takes 3 stages for a part to get made once you've selected it. So like, I selected Energy Plus at Grizzly, and the part is still being made and will be done after I beat this stage. In the meantime, we have a nice and powerful Air Dash now from title McAwee. And we can use it to get through a lot of the obstacles in Rose Red nicely. That was okay. Rose Red himself can be pretty dangerous depending on what he does. Because he's gonna create a clone of himself, and then the two will be dancing around you and just relentlessly throwing attacks at you, and only one of them is vulnerable. That being this one, for now. Oh, he could just not? Okay, there it is. Fine, whatever. I really do not want to see that happen, but I couldn't risk it. I took way too much damage in that fight because I was tank happy. That was my fault. We are going to beat you to death, the boss. I agree. Okay, so now you'll see that my Hyper Dash pot gets made right there. And I can go equip it immediately and move into Firefly. Alright, so now we are actually going fast, finally. The GA route gets hyperdashed 2 stages earlier because it actually, the pod has time to be made during the first Dynamo fight, which is super cool. Cat Jam, by the way. This is a hyper banger. Oh, this might be... Yeah, I thought so. Dang it. That's actually really bad. Okay, maybe I can make this work. Ooh, this could be really late. Oh, it is late. Okay, fine. This'll take a bunch longer then. So I was trying to do some strats to skip cycles with Darkhold in the stage. Unfortunately, it's far from easy. And usually I just get like weird abridged versions of it and not what I'm actually going for. Welcome to Split Mushroom on drugs, by the way. I need to save some of my Twin Dream here. Need to hit this note a couple times, the black one, and... yeah. The speed at which this boss goes is pretty much set. Ah, yes, the Shining Firefly Staircase. My favorite travel location for holidays. Now 50% off. We will not take responsibility for any deaths caused by getting torn apart by lasers. I do want to... okay. Definitely do the very final hit with Twin Dream in the middle though. Cause that makes that cutscene way faster at the end. Last section. This one's relatively simple. Okay. So now, Firefly pretty much never rests on the ground, so we can't really SDC him. But what we can do is get good damage in with Twin Dream, which actually has no hit lag upon hitting enemies, unlike, you know, regular Zero with his saber. So it's really nice for that. Alright, that was not the greatest fight, but also far from the worst fight. Firefly can do a lot to mess you up, like, you know, basically spawn inside you. And he has a bunch more attacks up his sleeve that we might see later. So now I'm gonna actually select Life Plus instead of Energy Plus, because at this point it doesn't matter as much anymore. Alright, second Dynamo fight. Remind me to try and save after this stage, or after this fight rather. So, yeah, this is the promised second Dynamo fight after 6 Mavericks. Not very much has changed. He does have a few new attacks. Hopefully they won't get in the way. Dynamo music count free, yeah. I think this will be the last time. Nah, no magnetic shockwave today. Alright, save. Okay, so I'm gonna save, what about this? No, continue. Thank you. So the reason I saved is coming up shortly. There's a possibility that the entire run just dies right after Volt Kraken because there's a heavily luck dependent thing, that I cannot control at all in this version of the game. But first, Volt Kraken, another high-speed right chaser stage. Fortunately much shorter than, Jet Stingray. Dynamo antibacterial. Yeah, we never see him in X6 in all stages at least. It is faster to try and avoid all those little orbs, cause Zero doesn't have to shoot them at the door one by one, but it's also really tough. Trying to hit the switches with Twin Dream here. Then we do a little Giga attacking. The Giga attack we got from who? From Firefly. It really helps us out in the stage because it allows us to hit both of the switches out of once in these sections. And we have a ton of ammo for it because we have the weapon energy saver part equipped, which we got from one of the stages. I forget which one, but that's why we kept selecting Energy Plus until now. We also get a little ammo for it back every time I take damage. I think that's how it works. New? Okay. And thus we are at the end of the stage. Yeah, you can skip one of those rooms by getting crushed against the wall and then using the crush frames to get through the doors because they're not actually solid. We'll see something similar in X6 later, but I don't go for that strat in X5. So I equipped Master Saber as well, and that's gonna help a lot here. Because we're gonna be able to deal a lot more damage to Kraken. And he actually dies super quickly. So now, it all depends on my luck. The odds are technically in my favor. I have a higher chance of getting this than of not getting it, but that really means nothing, sadly. And I cannot save after this stage because Life Plus. Because then the result will be completely consistent. So if it were to fail, it would fail every time I load the save up. So now, we're gonna fire the Enigma at this space colony Eurasia, and we hope it pierces it, and we get to live on. It did not. So, yeah, it's still up there, doing its thing. We have a second chance, and our second chance is the shuttle. We can fire the shuttle at it, and hopefully destroy it using that. Should the shuttle fail, however, I'm gonna have to load the save. And I really hope that does not happen. So please? No! Are you serious? No way, dude. So yeah, the only option I really have is to reset the entire game and load up the save file that I had created mid-run, so it's valid. And I have to do Kraken again. Wait, equips. I almost forgot. And then we just hope for a different outcome the second time. This is the entire reason I have a split for the Enigma shot anyway. This is the X Legacy Collection version of the game, in which, as far as I'm aware, you cannot manipulate the Enigma shot. In the original versions of the game you can, because you can, there's like demos on the title screen, and in order for those to play the same way every time, they actually, always set, the RNG value to a consistent value that we know, and then if we interrupt the title screen demo on a specific frame or set of frames and then go and load up the save file, we know that it will work every time. But on the X Legacy Collection version, they actually just completely removed the title screen demos, which means that manip is no longer a thing. Evil shuttle moments, thank you. That is completely out of my control. I cannot do anything to affect it. Now, I believe there is a manip for the X Legacy Collection, but I do not believe it is valid to use it for leaderboard purposes specifically. So, for this run, I decided not to do that and just create a save file and load it, but yeah. The thing about this game is it uses in-game time instead of real time to make it more comparable and consistent across versions, but that does also come with problems like this, though it really wouldn't be better if we use real time. So, yeah, the only option I have is to do all of Kraken stage again, and I just have to hope that the Enigma or the shuttle hit this time. For the longest time I used to think it was actually impossible for the Enigma to hit, but no, it is actually just pretty rare, and there's even an achievement in the X Legacy Collection if you do get it. Shame, shame. Was really hoping not to have to use the save I made, but it is how it is. Ligma proof canon isn't too Ligma proof, yeah. Ligma evil moments in gaming. Oh well. So, the RNG is now at a different value than it was before, and thus we basically have another shot at this with a result that I will not be able to predict. So, I could land the Enigma, I could not, I could land the shuttle, I could not, and then we have to do Kraken stage again, which sounds like a lot of fun. Now, it is more— oh, there we go! That's the Enigma success. It is more likely— wait, did I just split? Hold on. It is more likely for the Enigma to, or the shuttle to succeed than it is to fail. And combined with the Enigma shot, your odds are usually pretty good. But, case in point, yeah, statistics don't mean that much here. Okay. So now we're going into Virus 1, and you might be wondering, Time Link, what the hell? this is all stages. You haven't beaten Spiral Pegasus. What are you doing? And the reason for this is we actually put off Spiral Pegasus until we've done Virus 1 and 2. And we can do so because the game lets us unlock the fortress stages early by firing the Enigma and Shuttle. And we do this because it's way faster to fight Shadow Devil and Rangda Bangda as Zero as opposed to X. And you effectively lose Zero when beating Pegasus because his SDC gets replaced with a different technique that is nowhere near as valuable. So this is Mash B, the boss. I really don't like this guy. He can kill me in 2 hits if he wants to. And it's really hard to get 3 saber hits and 2 giga attacks in there, but it's what I want to do because that means I can free cycle him. Else, I'll have to do a whole nother cycle, and he can be really, really trolly and take a long time. So now I only have to do 2, fortunately, on the remaining eyes, because one free saber 2 giga attack cycle is enough. But yeah, I got lucky on the first cycle because the eye was high up and that gave me enough time for everything. Ugh, he can do this as well and waste my time. He's kind of annoying. If he's nice now, after he's done with this, he'll just do his regular thing, but he has another little transformation up his sleeve that he can do if he wants to, technically. Okay, we're fine. That was a good Shadow Devil fight. I placement funny moments. No. Dude, this wasn't 6? What do you mean? This Shadow Devil's only in this game. Whew. Alright. So now we go into Virus 2. And you can see that we're gonna do Spiral Pegasus after this. Because we don't need Zero anymore after this stage. I could have made that, but it was kind of risky. Double tap dash? Or double tap air dash, even. Oh, that wasn't what I meant to do, but sure. This stage is a bit involved with its movement and trying not to die on, like, everything here. If it goes well, though, it looks somewhat like that. Okay, the air dash helps so much in this stage. Oh, Nightmare Mother. Yeah, okay. Nightmare Mother is pretty bad as well. We'll get to that in like an hour. Because I can still get extra life on Pegasus, like extra health, and that little extra bit does matter sometimes. So this is Rangda Bangda. The first boss, like Shadow Devil, was a throwback to Mega Man 1. You heard the boss music and everything. This guy's a throwback to X1, and he can be really annoying sometimes, but he's giving me good luck right now. I really want to see both the red eye and the blue eye before I see the nose for the first time. And because I've already seen the green eye, I can feel confident in immediately destroying the nose. And green eye only has 1 hit left, so yeah, that was good. And that was pretty much exactly the opposite of what my PB had, which loses like a minute to this guy, I think. And it's actually awful. Alright, but now we're done with most of the hard stuff, really. So now we can finally go after our last Maverick and complete every stage in the game. And actually, was 01 out when this game came out? Because I want to say, like, I know that X8 came out at the time of 03, about. I always remember that because people always compare the what's it called? The continued chip system, whatever, from X8 to 01's. But the Zero series was well on its way at that time. But I don't know how it is with X5 and 01. Whenever I use the Z-Buster, it's an accident. So I guess I probably did, but I didn't mean to. Just so you know. There's the weapon tank right here, if I were to go below the elevator. But rest in peace, sweet prince. You'll be missed, except not. This is not 100%. I don't believe there are actually enough viruses to get you infected in this stage, which is funny. My buddy here hanging out with me. Imagine if you could actually like double SDC in some way. I should mention, this is E-Blade. That's Zero's technique from Kraken. It's pretty good, but doesn't get a lot of views. I guess I really didn't explain much of these techniques, huh? Pizza Cutter is kind of overpowered. Down Slash is really good. E-Blade is situational. Giga Attack is really good. Twin Dream is really good. Air Dash is super good. And yeah. So, I hope everyone has a JoJo ready for this boss, because this is Spiral Pegasus, and he's weak to Necrobat's Darkhold. Zavaruro! So yeah, if your SDC is consistent and you don't move forward enough to touch Pegasus' hitbox, he's kind of easy, kind of. And yeah, that's the 8 Mavericks. When the Spiral is Pegasus. Not what I was expecting, but I'll take it. So yeah, obviously Spiral Pegasus pod will never get made in time. But we still select Life Plus just to get some extra health. And now it's time for me to do some equips on X. I need this, I need this, I need this. And then we actually go to Virus 3 as X. I believe this is the first we've seen of him this game. I guess we kind of saw him in the intro stage, but not in a good state. So basically, Zero has done everything up until this point. And now X gets to rake in all the glory, because you might be able to see on the split name, but we're gonna be facing a familiar person coming up. And the reason we go here as Unarmored X is because in this little hidden cave, you can get the ultimate armor. And remember what I said in X4 about not being able to use the Nova Strike very much? Yeah. X4! What just happened? Okay. I question how that death came to be. X5 decided to kind of go and say screw that and give the players unlimited Nova Strikes without any cheat codes like in X4 and X6. Look. Anyway, so, you might be thinking, wow, this Zero guy was really good. He carried us the entire run. He's really powerful. How are we gonna beat him with just Unarmored X? And, the answer is, well, first of all, Cat Jam, but... Zero's kind of not smart when controlled by an AI. Sometimes he's not smart when controlled by me either, but you know, that's beside the point. There's a super easy AI exploit on Zero that keeps him using his Giga attack in the same position. And thus, everybody is dead. Except not. Yeah. I don't know how Zero got Soul Body. I guess maybe he just decided to rename his Twin Dream. Anyway, yeah, Zero saved X, and now I get to customize my ultimate armor with Hyper Dash and Quick Charge, and we get to enter Varus 4, the last one. Cat Jam, by the way, an absolute banger here. This also does kill the bitrate sometimes, when it feels like it. We finally actually get to see some of X's weaponry, although very little. So now, yeah, look at that health bar, look at that level. These free fights are not that pleasant, especially this one. This is by far the hardest free fight in this game, and so I always do it first. It's convenient that it's close by the entrance. So yeah, the ultimate armor has infinite Nova Strike, and it does a lot of damage and like very little iframes, so... Okay, this is the tough part. No! Okay, so the end of McWhalen, he just camps the left side, and to the best of my ability, I want to avoid Nova striking to the right, but he hits you so super frequently, and he pushes you away with those ice blocks that it's just... It's really rough sometimes. So let's do that again. That went a little better. It's really easy to die in this fight, both of health loss and and from crashing into the spikes on the right. So that's that. No, from this point I can no longer SDC. Spiral Pegasus technique makes that impossible. Unless you start as Exo Ultimate get Ultimate Armor, you cannot charge weapons. Yeah. An unfortunate design flaw of this game. Yeah, become plain. That's what Pyro called it. So yeah, the rest of these fights should be pretty simple. Hopefully. I should mention there is something you can do to make up for your loss of SDC. And that's actually technically faster. And it's called SCC, which stands for /crouch cancelling. Now, that is super difficult in my opinion. And I've never really gotten around to practice it, nor do I think I would be very good at it. So, I haven't even really considered doing it myself yet, but that is technically possible. Allows you to skip getting the ultimate armor and technically make a bunch of these fights even faster than with the ultimate armor, but it's like super tough. Very few people do it. Firefly Refight is pretty luck-based. The refights are pretty obnoxious in this game casually because the bosses have so much health, and if you attack them with their regular weakness, they just get like a million iframes and they don't even take that much damage, so... The ultimate armor is really a godsend here. It's hardly worth using anything else. I can't believe I dodged that. It's Shademan! I mean, Shadman.exe. Famous Xcode Navi. I mean, Xademan, obviously. Finally, Xander, Pain, and Mega Man Battle Network. Big shoutouts to Big Noise and BN5. Basically carrying me through the very final post game alongside what's it called? Not Cosmo Prison, Wildbird. And I guess Life Sword as well. Also shoutouts to Air Hockey and Drill Arm and S-Code. Well, honestly, I really want to try out like D-Code and R-Code and some slightly more off the beaten path things when I get around to replaying that on a hopeful eventual BN Legacy collection. Wink wink, nudge nudge. Cosmo Prison is like, it's like 2 Asteroid, 3 C, and then Cosmo Man is P. And it's like, it's actually pretty powerful. It's like aimed meteors basically. Except not fire element, there's less of them obviously, but it's pretty good. A bunch of the Navi PAs in 5 are really interesting. Like there's Big Noise, there's Wildbird, there is Football, there's Cosmo Prison. BN5 definitely has some interesting ones. BN5 also had the greatest program advance name. Great, yo! Hey X-Flame, how are you doing? I'm doing pretty great, yo! Man. It's been so long since I did BN5. Just don't use PAs. Pyro, yeah. Was gonna say, X-Flame beat you to it. Also, listen away while we do BN5 talk. Welcome. I suppose you're setting up for tonight. Have you perhaps received a threatening message from someone? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Ah, dang it. Reminded that it's literally impossible to die in the Pegasus refight. Oh, okay, you still have to do burn and never forgetting to wood. You're right, burn, man. Alright, that concludes the refight at long last. So now there's just a little bit of stage left in the disco here. And we finally get to see everyone's favorite obstacle again. Yoku blocks! They fortunately don't appear very commonly past the classic series, but when they do, it's always kind of annoying. Guess what time it isn't. Alright, the bangers are over. Although, I guess it depends on how much you like the Sigma battle theme. So, Sigma's pretty dangerous in this game. It's gonna depend a lot on what he does, how good my health is gonna be entering the final phase here. I mean, what? It was Sigma all along? How could this be? I thought we killed him in the last game. Ooh, that's bad. I can probably take one hit still. Yeah, okay, Sigma first is pretty good. I will admit. So, sadly it's not over yet. This is Sigma second. He can be really, really annoying if he wants to. I'm gonna start off by trying to destroy his left fist, because that makes the weak point vulnerable way more often, because it limits his attacks, and then I hope to be getting pretty much only this. And yeah, I have to sub-tank. And what I really don't want to see is purple squares. Those do a whole boatload of damage. I'm actually... Should I? Okay, I was considering... Oh, this is kind of bad. Okay! That was a mess. Whatever, we didn't die. I was kind of scared because I only had that one sub-tank, but... Whew, we've done it. So now all that's left is to watch about 3 minutes of credits, I suppose? Cause X5 actually does sort by in-game time as opposed to real time, so... Actually, I don't know if it's relevant for the multi-game category. Yeah, I noticed. And I was really considering getting it, but at the same time, he was at like 2 hits left, and since I destroyed the hand, and I could still take a hit, I decided to go for the last 2. I don't know if... I'm just gonna go through the text and move on to X6. Cause I don't think it's relevant to show you in-game time in X5 and X6 for multi-game runs, because multi-game runs obviously use RTA. Yeah, still don't have a game switch split, but it's whatever. Right, this time I'm not gonna forget. There you go. Last time no one reminded me of it. But, welcome to hell. This is X6, easily, at least generally perceived as one of the worst games in the X series, if not the worst. Let's get started. Or, wait, no, I'm saying generally. I don't think it's a bad game either. The soundtrack goes hard for sure. So, for some reason, despite the fact that we managed to get the Enigma to succeed, we are now in some sort of alternate reality in which we did not succeed, and the viruses in it have spread across the entire Earth, and everything is a desolate wasteland, basically. And so, X, now entrusted with Zero's saber, because Zero died for real at the end of the last game, has to fight his way through more and more Mavericks, all on his own. What a terrible fate. The idea is like that, Eurasia was destroyed but the tiny pieces still hit the Earth. There is a pretty good plot summary when you actually let the demo play out, yeah. Something like that. Obviously with the Mega Man lore master here, there shall be no questions unanswered. So yeah, this is a pile of junk. I don't like this pile of junk because it can really get in the way sometimes. The idea here is for me to be getting enough damage in to destroy it in 3 hits with the node on the side, because each of those hits takes a while. And I also really want to get down to low health, so that I can end the next fight faster. This should already be more than enough, actually. But it's always hard to judge. when you play this game on easy, you can do it in 2 node hits or even 1, but on normal that's not generally possible. So who is this mysterious figure? He was purple, so it's like it's not Zero, but I guess it kind of resembled him. Is it an imposter? No way. Anyway, the guy in the border that you can't see right now, comes down upon us, and... Oh, okay, it took 2 hits, interesting. And, yeah, we just kind of, run into him and prove to him that we are not very good, so he lets us out faster. And... yeah. Thus we move on to the 8 Mavericks. Among Us? When's the next Among Us stream, Pyro? Alright, so... our first goal is not actually going to be, any Maverick. Instead, we're gonna take a little detour on one of the stages, and I just realized I forgot to open my reference image. Where is it? There it is. Okay, quickly open this. Because I'm absolutely gonna need that later. So, Rainy Turtloid. This stage has quite a few good things for us. The gimmick here is that in some of these sections, there is acid rain. And in order to continue, we have to destroy all these little nodes. And then destroy a generator at the end, which fortunately with auto fire, which is allowed, strictly allowed in X5, X6, and X7. It's pretty easy and consistent, fortunately. This one's a little tricky, because I want to hit it with a charge shot and then lemon, but I've gotten way better at that on summer break. Among Us with people. Alright. So, as the split name indicates, we are not actually going for Rainy Turtloid. That would be a terribly slow fight at the moment. Instead, every stage in this game, every Maverick stage has what's called a Nightmare area. And in the Nightmare area, you can get a few additional Reploids, which are going to be really useful to us. And you can also fight varying bosses. And the order you fight them in is determined, so... the first one we'll be fighting is always... I mean... why am I even trying to hide it? You can see it in the split name. The sum of Among Us and Liberation missions. Great, okay, now I need to actually cross-reference my image. This is the Reploid that has Saber Plus for us, which, yeah, we're gonna be using a Saber again. That's the first node. The second node is down here. The third node is down here. The Reploid with Hyper Dash is right here. And then there's an optional health pickup here, which I'm gonna grab because I'm low. And the fourth node is right here. I have not memorized all of this, and I really don't care to. Alright. So after being done with that, we get to go to the end and face a familiar shade of purple. That's right, it's Freddy. So Nightmare Zero is pretty powerful, and he's also kind of annoying because when you hit him with a grounded saber, he'll teleport and waste your time. Sometimes he does it anyway, even if you hit him only with airborne sabers, but usually it goes like that. It is pretty easy to die to him though. And thus, Everybody thought he was dead, but no. Zero hit himself while he repaired himself and thus joins the fray again. And well, based on what you saw last game, you'll probably be able to guess. Zero is gonna be our main character for this one as well. Our first goal now is to get super overpowered, which, thanks to lack of testing in this game, we can easily do by defeating Shield Sheldon here. I also want to start picking up a select few Reploids like that one, because they give me upgrades to my health energy, or weapon energy, or other things I can equip later, such as Hyper Dash, Saber Plus, and eventually also Life Recover. Shoutouts to chapter, what was it, 7? I think, in Command Mission, which also had mirror puzzles. Oh wait, one more, okay. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. So, that was pretty good. Made all the cycles I wanted to hit. And now we fight Shield Sheldon, and guess what technique is coming back? Because they never bothered changing it, or changing how the combo system works. Ah, too bad. You can get him before he teleports if your SDC is really good, but for me it's not very common. In fact, I don't think I've done it on stream. But now first we'll receive 200 Night Missiles because we beat him so quickly. And with Sheldon's weapon God Shell, or I guess technique, we basically have an automatic SDC. It's kind of broken. Kind of. I like that, I can tell when a cutscene is coming up because the game loads way longer. So yeah, we're gonna put that new toy of ours to use in Infinity Water Fleece stage. Banger alert, by the way. Absolute cat jam. This is Illumina, famous from the hit video game Magmammal Episode 0. She's gonna try and attack us occasionally, and sometimes she is really, really annoying with that. So throughout this stage I'm gonna be collecting a bunch of Night Missiles, because by the end I need to have 500. We're getting 400 from defeating bosses. That is, Sheldon and Maginian, because we beat them so fast, we get 200 each. The remaining 100 I'm going to have to look for myself while defeating nightmares. That's super annoying. Usually that happens because of Illumina's laser, not because of some idiot nightmare that's roaming around. That's... Oh, stop taking damage. Oh my god. Why did you double tap dash? How? Gonna have to be really careful here. I guess I'll just immediately go. Can I get a health? Oh, thank goodness, that's a lot. It's random how much Reploids heal you by. And sometimes you can get really screwed by them, but that was really good. Okay, so now I need to check. Okay, that's good. I have just enough. Yeah, that's basically it. On bosses, air slashes cause iframes, but on mid bosses like that, we can go ham. Maginian works differently, however, so we're gonna need to use the Z-Buster on him, which thankfully has been buffed greatly from X5. Machinian has 12 HP, and every 3 HP he's going to make a stupid clone of himself that gets in the way. He's also pretty powerful, so deaths to Machinian are not uncommon. You can try and get rid of the clones and the bubbles he spawns as best you can, but sometimes it just becomes unmanageable. I also really don't want to hit Machinian himself with any Saber stuff, and this is terrible. I hate Woohoo. Woohoo does so much damage and it's so uncontrollable. But we made it out alive, so... Well, sort of. I did die in the stage, but that was okay, I guess. And now we have 500 Nightmare Souls, which unlocks the first equipment slot. You actually need to unlock those in this game. So now we have Ray Arrow, which is going to be Zero's Giga Attack. And I can also do equips on him. And I'm gonna actually equip... No, that didn't work. I'm gonna actually equip both Hyper Dash and Saber Plus on Zero in the same slot with something called Equip Stacking. Effectively, you press A and B at the same time, and then when you both... Like, it lets you do another one, and it doesn't register the part, but it also, like, does equip it to Zero. So now I have both Hyper Dash and Saber Plus if all went well. I'm pretty sure this is correct. So yeah, the second visit through the stage is a lot less painful. What's a bit annoying about God Shell is that you need to select it from the menu every time, and it does have weird properties where if you had it out previously, it won't re-trigger as easily sometimes. It's really weird how it works. It also just sometimes doesn't like come out at all, and there's no like input for it like there's for most techniques. But yeah, basically I just have to menu to Z-Saber and back to get it out again, which... Oh, okay, that hasn't happened in quite a while. Which, you know, isn't that bad, especially because, like X5, this game uses in-game time for the leaderboards, but it can get annoying if it decides it wants to just not work. I don't know what happened for that death to happen. That was completely unjustifiable, but it is what it is. Yeah, with Hyper Dash and Saber Plus, and you know, just having Zero in general for this stage, and God shelling through everything, this is really easy. I'm especially fond of this part where we drop down to the third level here, get up close and personal to this Reploid, and then we hop on the other side and do the same thing, and then we can just destroy this and be on our way. What? What did it have like an extra chip slot, or is that just something they can normally do? Because that doesn't sound like it at all. But I see you're now playing Burner Man. Really? Okay. That's super odd. I don't remember that ever happening. Anyway, Turtloid, they kind of messed up on this guy and left his hitbox open from the front. Obviously, you're supposed to get him from the back, but if you have Master Saber, you can actually just do base. And it's super fast. Met free. Okay, that sounds like a bit more reasonable. Like, actually, somehow more believable. But still. Oh, I love BN4. Meteor Rain, completely useless, and Suizan is God's tool. It is actually amazing because it's broken. It's not very useful by itself. But you'll see very shortly what Suizan does for us So, effectively, Ensuizan is this little spin on the ground. It gives you invincibility while you're doing it, and you probably blinked and missed it already. This rattle is actually important. But basically, if I'm on a platform, when I start the Ensuizan, but I'm in midair, in the middle of the Ensuizan animation, the Ensuizan animation will never properly end, and thus I will never properly be re-given my vulnerability, and thus, we just kind of make short work of this stage and the couple others. We can walk on spikes, go for enemies. All that's important is that I don't Ensuizan again somehow, which is very unlikely. This does go away as soon as you lose control of the character, which means now, when entering boss doors for instance. And that's kind of sad, but you know, it's broken enough as is. Yama can die super quickly if he gives me the right pattern, and he takes a while if I get the wrong pattern, and it's basically just a coin flip, so wish me luck, I guess. Okay, good. Thank you. That's Commander Yama. That's the entire boss fight, if it goes well. He can also stay up further, and then I have to constantly triple slash him, and it's kind of annoying, but not really a big deal. How do you feel about that, Pyro? I hit a coin flip first try, baby. Although I did miss the Enigma and the shuttle earlier, so I guess I have no good place to talk. Okay, Metal Shock. Metal Shock is sort of an auto-scroller, but also not really. It's like, you're constantly on cycles with this press at the top, going up and down. In the first section, you can actually abuse the right armor right here, because the right armor can never get crushed, and so if you put it up here, it'll actually just block the crusher from going down to you and ever being in the way, pretty much. And this is another stage where I can get Ensuizan glitch and turn invincible in both halves, which is pretty good. The rest is just about how clean your movement is and how many cycles you can skip, and you know, that stuff. And not about not using Ensuizan again. It's still possible to get crushed, which is a huge danger in this stage. But if I don't go too risky, it shouldn't happen. That was a double tap dash. I hate double tap dash. Next, someone's gonna come in and tell me they actively use double tap dash to play these games. Ugh. You are not welcome in my chat. I kid, obviously. Second half is sort of mostly similar, really. You can do a bunch of really neat and tight things in this one as well, but it can get really rough. I should use this. And Ensuizan glitch is as easy to perform as it looks. Oh, damn! I'll make sure to tell everybody as soon as you start your stream. No double tap dashes allowed, and suddenly your viewer count drops to 0. L dash all the way, baby. But I guess a keyboard dasher wouldn't understand. Okay, good. That's one I really like to make. Okay, get the hot tank, and then we're basically done here. Okay, so that stupid corner with the hot tank and the Reploid, in a 46 Mavericks race previously, I accidentally double tap dashed in that little alcove or whatever you want to call it. And I died because the press was still down and Zero tried to stand up, and I hated that so much. It was genuinely awful. Alright, I need 4 hits on each of these notes to continue. You can get lucky or unlucky here with what it does in between. It can also like do barely anything, but it can also do this, which wastes time. In easy, because you take way less damage, you can actually get crushed and squish yourself in the middle of this thing. On normal, you just die way too quickly, generally. So you basically have to do 2 cycles with it out, no matter what. Metal Shark player, or prayer, however you want to translate it. This fight, you could probably guess what happens based on past fights. Yeah. Some of these bosses are not much of a problem in a speedrun setting. And that's definitely part of why X6 is so tolerable despite being designed like garbage. But, you know, to each their own opinion. Rococo Gene is going to come in handy a few times, but not very much. Alright, it's time to actually see X again after, how long has it been? Like half an hour or so? It's probably been more like 20 minutes, but you know. Nice! The actual task burner, man, let's go. Okay, so here I need to turn off, these two, so that I can, use Charged Metal Anchor, which Zero has a lot of trouble in this stage. X, however, he deals with it pretty well. Usually, I don't want to use more than 2 Charged Metal Anchors per donut. Yeah, Cat Gem, by the way. And, what was I gonna say? Ammo can be tight on Metal Anchor for sure. Health can also be really tight because these fire beams do a ton of damage, so I usually want to take damage off of other sources when going through them and pick up reploads if needed. I should be good now though, if I get lucky enough here. This stage does depend a bunch on luck as well, because it's actually random, like how the eagles spawn when you use Charged Metal Anchor. If you get unlucky enough, they can like spawn in a straight line, and you just won't be able to defeat the donuts. And there are great Twitch clips of that happening to people. So far, we are doing excellent on Metal Anchor ammo. Oh damn! Are you still going with the FNC coded folder from game 1? Like, I forget if we changed that in game 2. But I know you still had huge emotional attachment to some of it, shall we say. And especially that stupid dinky ass Vulcan 1 star! Oh god. It's fine. We're gonna be moving to Yuko today. It's fine. Not even you can be that stupid. Alright. So, we don't have Heatnix's weakness, but that doesn't really matter, because his weakness gives him a ton of iframes and doesn't do that much damage, but for some reason, the weapon balancing in this game is kinda wacky, And Ray Arrow just does a ton of base damage to literally everything, while dealing literally no iframes. Charged Ray Arrow, that is, and so this fight actually becomes super easy and consistent. Despite the randomness in Heat Nix's battle. Alright, back to 0. At least for one stage. Shoanzon is not that useful, but does come in handy a few times. Now, Wolfang. This is another stage where we can get Insuizan glitch, and thus mostly trivialize it because it's really, which is really good because there's one really annoying section without invincibility. So right off the bat, I'm gonna use the ice here to throw myself off the platform mid-spin and thus become invincible. And yeah. I am so glad these things exist because this game would be so difficult to run otherwise. That's not what I wanted to do at all. It's probably fine. All I wanted was this hot tank. So yeah, it's kind of chaotic here, and especially in this section where you have to use the ice blocks. That worked, okay, to try and get further. And here, they actually just put enemies on the ice blocks as well, which is dang it, which is super annoying, and thus I've lost my invincibility. So, fortunately we're done with that, but that took way longer than it should have. That, Report in the corner has health for me, so I take it. Sometimes you can get a weird glitch in here, where, you'll, go into Wolfang's boss room, sliding on the ice with hyper speed and actually just end up at the right wall. But I rarely get it. Anyway, Wolfang, you probably have an idea of how this goes by now. Wolfang is actually pretty difficult though. You need to get really close to do good damage with God Shells, so... Oh, and sometimes that happens, which is really bad. But, you know, usually you can stop him from doing that by using Magma Blade. But that was like instant. Man. Well, alright. We have one Maverick left, and this one's gonna be short. So, remember what I said in X5 in Kraken stage about using crush frames to go through objects? Yeah. We're going to be using, Falcon Armor X in the stage again. And, you may ask yourself, how would you get into crush frames in this stage? There's, like, no crush obstacles. And, conveniently enough, we can inflict crush frames on ourselves, using this weapon we just got from Wolfang. And so we pass through these totems, and these are supposed to warp you to the actual sections of the level, but yeah, this is the entire level for us. Just this back and forth hallway. Now, should you touch a totem outside of crush frames after having skipped one or several at the start, I think in the original versions the game just crashes in the Legacy Collection, it heavily freaks out and glitches everything. You don't want to have it happen, but it doesn't happen very commonly if you use the Legacy Collection and you have decent practice with it. Now, yeah, Scaravage is another fight much like Heatnix, where we don't use the weakness, and instead we just bank on Ray Arrow, which is fast. So how's your Burner Man fight going, Pyro? Oh man, still dealing like 50 damage a time, huh? Unbelievable. Really? Nice. Yeah, 31 seconds in game time. Alright, I need to remember to do equips here. It's super important. 6 tries? We need to revamp that folder, Pyro. Like, as stubborn as you are, please. Okay, so I really need to equip this and go in a 0. Died, I think? That seems like an appropriate response. So yeah, Gates Fortress. These stages are known for being super terribly designed, super hard, unfair, and just blah. Starting with this stupid spike climb, which is way harder than it looks. Fortunately, right here, we can get our invincibility. And that lasts through the first part of this stage. Which, please, take a look at this. Please. What is this? We're not starting until like 2 hours from now, right? Just to make sure. My favorite test stage. Yeah, me too. Okay, good. Unfortunately, by this point we've lost our invincibility, because of the boss doors that took away my control. It's fine, the rest of the stage isn't too difficult. The boss, however, is a huge nightmare, if you get what I'm saying. This boss is so bad. I might legitimately need my sub-tank and my life recover, which basically acts as a once per stage sub-tank for this. It is actually so bad. So, yeah. Say welcome to Nightmare Mother. This is, sort of a devil equivalent of X6? I don't know, like, it has eyes, and it splits apart, and it moves, so, like, You could hold a discussion on this, probably. Point is, this boss is absolutely stupid. And it does 50 million damage, and it can have really stupid patterns. And that was my fault. This is good. Its weakness is... okay. Its weakness is Rakukoji. And I really want to get as many hits as possible with that on it, which is best when the eyes come out sideways on the ground. What I'm doing here with Ensuizan is not a swag strat. That's by far the easiest and most consistent way to dodge pretty much all possible patterns of this thing. And it's just like going to the wall and trying to do some far wall jump will not work out once it gets faster. One of them should be close to dying. Okay. I'm not gonna try and hurt the other one. This is looking pretty good though. Because I did get good patterns until now, and this is perfect. So yeah, sometimes it can go like that, sometimes it is an absolute pain in the butt. Whew. So that allows me to keep my sub-tank for Gate 2 as well. Now, Gate 2... I feared this stage because of one boss fight. It's terrible. It is so stupid. But okay, let's do some platforming first. This is like one of the very few uses of Hyaroga, I believe. You like never get to see that technique outside of Gate 2. I believe there was a strat theorized for the Heatnix refight that used Hyaroga, but it didn't really come through properly and ended up being actually good. Normally there's a totem pole right there, but it's easy to despawn if you keep to the ground during that section. Oh, that's a really good health drop. Okay, so we've made it this far. This is the first boss of the stage. We are finally facing the guy from the very, very beginning again. And this time, you know, he still does way too much damage, but we can get him down if we focus and don't get completely screwed over by his pattern. So basically the deal with Hymax is that you need to destroy 5 of his shields right here, and then he'll move into the middle, and he'll start... Hold on, I'm gonna shut up. That was tight. He's gonna move to the middle and start screaming Despo, 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 and those balls do a lot of damage. I had to use my life recover, but that's probably fine. High max, buy max, yeah. Where's low max? So now, we have another Crusher section coming up, much like Metal Shark Player. This one can be really tight to skip cycles on. Okay, I'm alive. Fine. All is well so long as I'm alive. Probably. Especially when you get around to... I held down! But that was my fault for trying to clear too... Can we not? You can make it all the way here if you want. If you put your mind to it. Also, yeah, Hyaroga being in use again. One of the very few times. Especially near the end, in this next section, you can really technically skip a lot of cycles if you're really good. And watching a high-level X6 player do this is, like, amazing. But, I'm gonna opt out of most of it for sure. That said, Hyper Dash is amazing here. For making this a lot safer as well. You can take, so many of these at once. If you want... I hate birds.
Master Albert!
Good timing, thank you. Man. 3 deaths in this section, really? Oh well. Hello, welcome. Oh, you're right, you can do that, I guess. I forgot that was a thing you can do with Hyaroga. All your points, dang. I guess I made it decently expensive, but that's so it doesn't get spammed. And I have to hear it like every 10 minutes. Not that that would be too bad, but who knows, maybe I'll reduce the price in the future. I did already make the other things pretty low. I'm gonna try and take this a little safe now. Time Link can have a little safety as a treat. You know. Oh, okay. If I take 1-0 off the price, I'm gonna hear it constantly. Oh, no, Pyra, no! Oh god. Anyway, this is the best boss fight in the game. I love it. I think it's really well designed. It's yeah, It's super fair. It's super fun to fight. And it's definitely not luck based at all. Master Stroke. I should probably not be that close. Wait, but can you imagine? Okay, like for a second, imagine if I had gotten it right there. Imagine. Put your mind to it, if you will. Oh my. Oh no. So the premise of this fight is I really want Master not Master Albert. I want Gates to give me these light blue balls because the black taking notes. Because the blue balls have a pull effect, and I can use this pull effect even though it's very slow to get invincibility in this fight, and there's pretty much no other way I'm beating it. I didn't get it, I don't think. No, I don't think I got it, so I just ensues on again because like whatever. I mean, there's no good way to check, even if you look in the video. Because if I did, it was like barely, and then we can. Oh, God dang it! I'm not in good positions to set these up. Like you couldn't really tell if it was actually invincible without putting it to the test. I could have sworn I didn't get it. Well, whatever. It's not like it matters now. Gah! I hate this fight. This fight is the reason I kind of hate going for PBs in just regular X6 all stages. It is so bad. Like, it's never something you're gonna get stuck on, like, potentially forever, or, like, even 20 minutes or so, in, multi-game runs. Because eventually you'll just hit, you will just hit that, invincibility on the blue ball, and you can continue. Because the rest of the fight is free. But getting it the first or second try or whatever is really stupid. When something actually depends. Okay, we got it. Depends on it. Thank goodness. So yeah, That's what I mean. Eventually just get it with enough tries. Oh, I hate you. So yeah, now all we do is stand here and use, I hate you! Die! Is, stand here and use, Magma Blade. Man! Gate can still take a lot of time to do this stuff. Because he can still do regular movements, although you don't see them, because I'm staying in the same spot. And he can also do this attack. Which just wastes time at this point. But yeah, I've won this fight from here. And I can do pretty much whatever. Ah, man. Okay, that was on me. He could be dead right here already. Come on, just end it. Look, what you're gonna do is you need to have some fun in X6, especially in a multi-game run. Alright, I'm gonna let Gate Scream play out. Just because why not? Wait, it's not in this text box? Wait, hold on. Oh, I thought this was gonna be fast. There you go. For the content. Wait for the gate balls to line up. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, final stage time. As is tradition for literally every Mega Man game on the planet except, like, maybe 3 exceptions that of course Pyro's gonna name because she's the lore master. We have refights! X-Flame! Yeah, you kind of missed like half of X5. Like the ending of X5 and then like all of X6 basically. I'm sure there are more than that don't have refights. Does Challenger from the future have refights? I forget. Because I don't remember it doing. What about EXE Wonder Swan? Clearly that is worth a mention. Oh, I hate you. Stop woohooing me. Screw this. Look, I wasn't even trying to make a joke. I don't know like anything about EXE Wonder Swan. Anyway, refights are mostly the same as the originals, with a few very minor exceptions, I think. It doesn't have refights, okay, well. Let's see, I guess... You know, BCC is like you fight every Navi like 5 times, so like, I guess you refight the Navis in a literal sense. What about 4.5? I think you need to beat the story mode with like every Navi to get the credits, so I guess you end up fighting the same Navis multiple times. You can lay that out in a lot of ways though. Oh my god, no. That is one step too far. Probably. Just because it's like really difficult to acquire. Like you can acquire and mod a GBA with backlight reasonably well, and you can get your hand on a GBA cartridge on the internet for sure. A Wonder Swan, I'm leaving that one to Connie. But it looked so fun. Like, legitimately, if you had an inkling of what you were actually doing with the game ahead of time. Like, you know, using Ring's electric attacks in the water tournament as opposed to going to the fire tournament first. God. What? Double rock? What happened? I think so too, Pyro. Don't worry. I'm glad we're on the same wavelength. Get it? Get it? Ay, ay, ay. What was that fight? Jeez. Not good, that's what it was. I think Heatnix is next, and then like Wolfang to Yamag? Something like that. Yeah, so like, I believe someone proposed a strategy where at the start of the Heatnix refight you mash Hyaroga and you're like clinging onto the underside of the platform right here, and if you do it fast enough, Heatnix will actually start like this attack pattern at the bottom, and then it's impossible for him to go into the lava and hide from your attacks, but you actually just generally die way too quickly with having Heatnix around you all the time, and so generally it's not worth it. He can be really nice with lava dives as well and basically stay up the entire time. So yeah. Sensitsuizan is awkward to use, by the way. But that's the only time we have to use it, fortunately. Because Zero doesn't really have a good alternative for fighting Heatnix. Okay, 2 refights left, and then it's on to the very finale of this trifecta. It's been a ride. I wonder if I'm gonna get the sub free, because honestly I thought I would realistically very well be able to, but I might be cutting it close. It is still looking pretty good though. Alright, well, it's time to place your bets. Will I hit the coin flip a second time? 50-50, baby. This'll determine how Pyro's stream goes, actually. Whether I just take all the luck for myself, or whether I leave some for her. Alright, here it is. Moment of truth. Oh my god, I hit it again. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This'll determine if we get a... Oh no! I've cursed the stream. We are not getting water, god. I'm so sorry. I guess we're gonna have to spam the bug track trader. Alright, last split. Oh man. You hate to see it. Please damage boost off of the nightmare and go into the door. Thank you. Yeah, how do you have so many bug frags? You shouldn't be getting very many after the bug frag grind. Although, didn't you say you did the bug frag grind and then the Zenny grind? So you would have picked up a bunch of bug frags during that, I guess. Cause you did take like 3 hours to Zenny grind. Alright, Sigma, this fight is highly luck dependent and this is really bad. Oh, I don't have that anymore, that's kind of bad. I just want this guy to walk at me and do nothing else, but he's not being cooperative right now. Sheesh! Yeah, okay, I guess. Yeah. We'll definitely be able, like, it's a 1 in 4 for a new chip, so if we go there with a complete Mega Library, or a nearly complete Mega Library, we should be able to get it, within, like, 80-ish buck fracks, because that's, like, double odds. Shoutouts to... Actually, no. I'm gonna focus on this fight first, because I can easily die here. I think we're safe. We're safe. Easy, dude. Easy. And that's time! Oh, not bad, not bad. That's Mega Man X4 through X6, the entire PlayStation 1 trilogy. Alright, so, what I was gonna say. Shoutouts to, the Battle Network 6 Gregor Espiron during, this Team BN 600% Marathon, which, that run banks on getting, Super Vulcan and Neovari from the Bug Frac Trader. And again, you have a 1 in 4 to get a new chip, and so the runner went there with pretty much complete standard and mega libraries, and threw in 120 bug frags, and got nothing new. It was actually ridiculous. Fortunately, the next time he got them both within 1 bug frag trade of each other. But man, that is so typical for marathon runs. Oh boy, oh boy. Well, I guess we'll see what we get today. We're definitely gonna get to the third tournament, and then if I had to guess, probably media comps as well. Alright, so yeah, that is just less than an hour per. Oh, I guess X5 took more than an hour, but okay, interesting. Yeah, that is X4 through X6. These games are so interesting because they're all really fun, but man, like X4 is just kind of difficult in general, and X5 has the stupid enigma, and then X6 is just awfully designed in general. Okay, I'm very glad about that. Now, okay, let's review this. I think in Dragoon, yeah, I took like ages to get to the hot tank, which was really awkward. Like, I took like 3 tries and probably like 20-ish seconds. Storm Owl had a hard time with the fight. Oh, really? I thought I remember Air Hockey Free you dropping from Dogma like regular, and same with White Shot. I think. I don't know how it is with Boomer. Anyway, Walrus was good, Colonel was good, Stingray was good, I think. Beast was okay. Revisit was okay. In S? In S code? Why in S code? When you can get them in, you know, U code to go with your air hockey. Double was good, General was quite bad because he gave me a really bad pattern. And I had to take a second attempt. Refights were good, Sigma was good, Intro was good, Necrobat was good, Dinorex, this was all pretty good. There were like no major problems apart from missing the Enigma in X5, I don't think. No, it's UVW. Air Hockey Free X. Man. No, but, like, that's what makes U-Code so good in Game Free. Shoutouts to, Side Bambo Free and Barrier 200 as well. Dynamo 2, yeah. Obviously, I missed both the Enigma and the Shuttle and had to load a save and then continue from it and do Kraken again, which was so stupid, but you know. Shadow Devil went well, Rang the Banger, Pegasus 0, all of this was pretty good. I died to the Whale refight, which was definitely, meh. Oh, yeah, that's another argument for a Ucode folder. We can put Mocha Rush 2 in at long last. See, it's all coming together. X6, the 1000, pretty good. This was pretty good. This was all good, I think. I took a Death in Majin, which was stupid. This was all pretty good. This Gate, obviously, really bad. Refights, okay. Meh. I definitely had some unpleasant deaths towards the end, as in Gate 2 as well. 3130! That is far from a PB. That's like 3 minutes from a PB. But yeah. That, I guess for today, that pretty much marks it.